Good morning from me and the conehead. Say hello. Say hi. Look at that disgruntled little face. So sad. As the holidays are upon us and thus holiday feasting is upon us, I wanted to make a quick little video to give you guys some tips for how to not feel like you're losing control around food when it comes time to be around all the delicious, amazing foods. As of when I'm filming this, Thanksgiving is in a week and a half-ish. Unfortunately, or fortunately, this year there probably won't be as many holiday parties and things to go to thanks to the global pandemic, but there is still gonna be an excess of food, an excess of desserts, an excess of everything, because that is how we as humans like to celebrate things, is just all the food. All the food. Food is great. But, you know, it can be really easy to have these kinds of food-based celebrations end up messing with your head a little bit when it comes to your relationship with food. So, I want to walk through, like, all my pro tips for kind of dealing with that, navigating that, etc. But first, just gonna start my day. I want to get a workout in. Feeling kind of chill today. Like, I'm not feeling like doing an intense workout, so I'm not going to. I think I'm just gonna do some like flowy stuff, maybe some animal flow, a little bit of yoga. And I want to have something just to get me like a little bit psyched up, not to get me amped up. Not gonna have any caffeine today. I've had a little bit more caffeine than normal the last few weeks, so we need to take a chill pill. Just wanna like get in the zone, you know? You know what this calls for? This calls for lion's mane. Lion's mane is like absolute favorite adaptogen to take as a pre-workout to just like get my headspace where I want it to be so that I can just like lock into the zone in my workout and like smash it out. Not necessarily smash, like flow through it, you know. Do the thing, get the exercise in. Wow, words are difficult for me today. Maybe I really do just need some lion's mane to kick my brain into gear. All right, my supplement / adaptogen cabinet is a little bit messy right now. Don't judge me, but I think we're gonna do some lion's mane, but I also kind of want to have, I think I showed you guys that I got these a while ago. I have a Belixir brain fuel to top it off. Why are you sitting on my computer? You're gonna turn it off again. Why are you obsessed with sitting on computers right now? You absolute weirdo. All right, let's just show you one of these babies real quick. These, you can get them on Thrive Market for cheaper, by the way. Super good hookup. Designed to boost focus and memory. A natural nootropic using royal jelly from the bee stuff, the honey.
The bee stuff.
Not gonna lie, this doesn't taste the best, but it's a good little brain boost. Now let's go make some tea. We got the tea. As I was saying, lion's mane is probably my favorite pre-workout adaptogen because of its ability to boost cognition and mental focus. So I like to make it a regular part of my pre-workout ritual, but lion's mane is also just one of my favorite adaptogens in general because of its amazing cognitive protecting properties. It contains 2 different compounds that promote nerve growth factor, which is essential for the maintenance, growth, proliferation, and survival of certain target neurons. This means that regular supplementation with lion's mane can lead to enhanced neuronal growth, neuronal regeneration, as well as synaptic plasticity, which is essential for learning and memory as well as most cognitive functions. While I highly value the health of my physical body, more important than that to me is the health of my brain. You can have the healthiest body in the world, but if your cognition isn't there, then what are you gonna do with it, you know? No point in being able to deadlift when I'm 85 if I'm losing my memory. So trying to like do everything I can to promote brain health, and lion's mane is a fantastic way to do that. I always use the one from SIGMATIC because it is the best lion's mane out there. Top quality sourcing, extraction processes, all very important things, because a lot of the lower quality adaptogens, you get a lot of other random stuff mixed in, especially when it's a mushroom based adaptogen. If they say it's the whole mushroom, usually that means it's also contaminated with a lot of the grain that it tends to be grown grown on. So if you're sensitive to grains, a lot of mushroom-based adaptogen companies are going to cause a reaction. Also, if you're trying to get the benefits of lion's mane, you really just want the extract from the fruiting body, not the roots, because the roots don't have nearly the same level of properties that the fruiting body does. So if you're not getting it from a high-quality company, you're basically getting severely distilled product that also has a bunch of other random stuff in it. So if you're looking for a great pre-workout, or just looking for a way to support brain health, highly recommend checking out Lion's Mane from SIGMATIC. And as always, I will leave a link to it down in the description. If you use my code FITAndNerdy, you can get yourself 15% off of any SIGMATIC product. Check it out. Highly recommend. I'm just gonna sip on this. I'm gonna take my time today. I'm feeling like very chill, zen today, so I want to kind of embrace that. So I'm just gonna like chill, sip on this tea. Maybe I'll do a little journaling. I'll do a little bit of that and head off to the gym. This cat is just determined to make sure I get nothing done today. First you sleep on my computer, now you're on my journal. What do you want, punk? And I'm finally off to the gym. I'm walking there. There's nothing that I'm doing today, exercise-wise, that requires me to be at the gym. Like, not lifting, don't need any equipment, but I have just been loving, like, the act of going to the gym. It's just so motivating and inspiring. And it's fun and I love it. Plus I get some extra steps in on my way there and back. It's just a good, I don't know, it's good.
I'm alone, I'm a broken home. I gave you all the bricks that I own and know. I'm letting go, I'm breaking these walls down, breaking these walls down. If you want adventure, then fly to home. But if you wanna travel, then go alone. Yeah, what's the point in us if I never know? Yeah, if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. Away. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm tired with yesterday. I fell where my demons dwell. My own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up. Climbing and climbing, I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something out. Traveling mountains just to find the loudest tease.
So for my post-workout breakfast, I wanted to get in a good amount of protein and a good amount of micronutrients. So I just did 2 eggs, bunch of egg whites with as many vegetables as I could fit in there, and then some roasted squash on the side. I have been on a squash kick lately, probably because it's fall, which means it's squash season, and I just love roasted squash so much. Oh my god, what did I do differently? This is actually so good. The day has gotten away from me, and by the day, I mean the daylight. The sun is basically setting right now, so I'm just out for a quick little walk. Probably do like 20-30 minutes so it doesn't get too dark by the time I get back. The sky is absolutely gorgeous right now, so honestly, not really complaining. Hello, I am back from my walk. I have a little jar of nut butter, as a snack. I am hungry, but it is not yet dinner time. Oh God, okay, I'm just gonna, I hope that doesn't spill. Some on a lid. I need to eat it. All right, so let's have our little chat. Ideally, if you have a good relationship with food, when it comes to Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, any sort of big feasting event, you shouldn't feel out of control around the food. You should be able to approach it with a very clear head, have it not be a big deal, eat as much and whatever you want and walk away and not feel guilty and be perfectly fine with it. So if you're not at that place yet, if you're currently worried about how much you're going to eat during the holidays, I recommend like taking a step back and evaluating your relationship with food and working specifically on that for like a while. I have two videos that I think would be useful to reference. One is where I define personally what I think a good relationship with food is versus a not so good relationship. And then the second one is like from there, how to improve upon your relationship with food. So I will leave links to those down in the description box below. But working on stuff like that takes time. And given I think I'm uploading this like 3 days before Thanksgiving, you ain't got time to fix all of that in like 3 days. So instead, I have some tips for you that will hopefully help give you at least some semblance of control over what you're eating so that you don't feel like you are on the precipice of a binge. So first things first, and this is generally kind of a good principle to apply like overall, not just specifically for the holidays, is don't restrict and you won't feel as much of a need to binge. If you know you're gonna have like a feast for dinner and you're gonna wanna eat every little thing and you feel like you might lose control doing that, have breakfast. Don't try to save room or save up calories for dinner. If you do that, you'll probably end up eating more total overall calories than you would if you didn't restrict earlier on in the day and then just let yourself eat until you were full at dinner. So wake up, eat something, get that metabolism going.
That's a myth. Eating something doesn't make your metabolism burn faster in the morning.
But you know what I'm saying. Just get something in there, satiate yourself so that you aren't just like ravenously hungry when all of this food is in front of you. Next thing is to get a workout in earlier in the day. Not to burn off calories so that you have more calories saved for dinner. No, just because working out, it's a healthy thing to do. It also helps regulate your appetite. I don't know about y'all, but whenever I spend all day like super sedentary, that's when I get like the munchies, basically. That's when I just want to eat everything in sight. If I've done a workout, my appetite is so much more stable and so much better regulated. Then right before you're gonna sit down or go to whatever the thing is that you are going to, drink some water. Have like a glass or two of water, like an hour or so before. By no means new or creative, but it helps. Not only does it kind of fill you up a little bit so that you don't have as much space in your stomach to like literally stuff your face, but it also keeps you hydrated, which means you're gonna be less inclined to eat the things that your body normally calls you to eat when you are dehydrated. I think I'm a little bit weird in this. When I'm dehydrated, like my body just wants me to eat all of the fruit, which obviously makes sense because fruit is high in water intake. But for a lot of other people, when you're dehydrated, your body wants you to eat sugar or eat salt, which are things that are just layered on top of all of the delicious holiday meals. And so it's gonna be a lot harder to not overeat and overindulge in all of those things if your body is already driving you to eat those kinds of foods. Next, if you're going to a potluck kind of situation where you're all bringing stuff, bring something healthy so that you can start there. Start with that. Start with the healthy stuff, get in your nutrients, and then from there branch out and try everyone else's stuff. But if you can make sure you have one thing there that you know is going to make your body feel good, then you're gonna be able to start out on the right foot. Next is kind of the same thing, but if you can't bring your own stuff, or if you are bringing your own stuff and you can still do this, start with the protein and the vegetables. These are gonna be a lot more nutrient dense. So you're gonna be giving your body the things that it needs to like function properly, do the things that it needs to do. You know, nutrients are not a bad thing to be consuming, but protein and vegetables are also extremely satiating. So if you're starting with the most satiating things, you're gonna feel a lot fuller, a lot faster, and you're gonna really like tamp down the need to eat everything else because your body is already going to be saying, hey, like we're good, we're chilling. So all that's left is to satisfy that mental craving rather than just like the physical hunger. And as you're eating, I recommend trying to eat slowly. This is something that I struggle with. I tend to inhale my food. When you inhale your food, it's a lot easier to just keep shoveling food down there. Take time between each bite to really appreciate being in the moment and focusing on things other than food. Like, yeah, the food is freaking exciting because food is fantastic. Like, I love a good Thanksgiving dinner and 5 days of Thanksgiving leftovers, but the food is not all that Thanksgiving is about. I am going to be very, very happy to be spending time with my parents and my brother.
After getting tested for COVID, of course.
And I want to make sure that my focus and my attention isn't just on enjoying the food that's going into my mouth, but also enjoying the voices that are coming out of other people's mouths. Conversation. I want to enjoy the conversation with my family. And then obviously, minimizing alcohol intake, probably a good idea regardless of the situation, but especially if you're going to be like struggling to not eat everything in sight, alcohol is gonna make that harder. But you know, if you're drinking alcohol, you're an adult, you can make your adult decisions. I think the bigger thing to consider is the alcohol plus sugar combination is like a recipe for disaster. Mostly just like health-wise, this is binging aside. That's just a combo that's a really good way to just like beat up your body internally. So avoiding the like sugary alcoholic drinks or like having your alcohol with your dessert kind of deal might just be a good thing to consider. Then my last piece of advice is to forget everything. Forget about the calories. Forget about your diet or your goals with your aesthetics or whatever it is that's stressing you out, and just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the moment. Like I was talking about, focus on everything else that this event is about rather than just the food. We only ever feel out of control when we feel the need to be in control. If you can, for the night or the event or whatever it is, take a step back and say, okay, I'm just gonna go enjoy myself. I'm not going to try to control what or how much is going in my mouth. I'm gonna go eat all the things and I'm gonna freaking love it. Then guess what? You're gonna eat all the things and you're gonna freaking love it, and you're not gonna feel guilty the next day. You might feel a little bit bloated, but that's okay. Everyone gets bloated sometimes. You can only feel guilty about doing something that you believe you shouldn't have done. And so if you take the pressure off yourself to behave in a certain way during these things, then you can't feel guilty. One day of a super strict diet and a really good workout doesn't change your body. So one day of eating a little bit extra, maybe working out a little bit less, is also not gonna change your body. What is going to change your body in a negative way is going to Thanksgiving dinner, eating everything in sight, waking up the next day feeling guilty about it. So you restrict, then you restrict, then you restrict, and then you binge. And then you feel guilty about it, and so you restrict, and you restrict, and you restrict, and then you binge. And either you tank your metabolism, and you end up screwing everything up, and then you're stuck, or you just continue to gain weight because you keep restricting and you can't stop binging, and it's just, neither one is a good cycle. So your main focus should be breaking that cycle of guilt. Leave a comment down below and let me know how you're feeling about the holidays. Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Are you just excited to eat all of the delicious, fun things? I'm mostly excited for the Thanksgiving leftovers. Like Thanksgiving 2.0, day after Thanksgiving. After the food's had time to like kind of marinate and get even tastier. Ugh, yes. It's finally dinner time. I just threw together like the most pickledy, wiggledy, hobbledy, cobbledy dinner that I could, considering this is basically all I had left in my fridge. Cooked up some delicious bone-in skin-on chicken thighs, my favorite food in the world. So I have a massive one of those on my plate. I have 2 more. Honestly, I might eat another one, but this is a huge pile of veggies, so I might be too full to eat another one. Then I just chopped up the rest of my butternut squash, a little bit of white sweet potato, some leftover Brussels sprouts, broccoli. Is that it? Little salt, garlic powder, nutritional yeast, Italian seasoning. Baked it in the oven, and it's that simple. Probably won't have the second chicken thigh because I'm actually kind of excited for dessert tonight. But we'll see how hungry I am. So I made some dessert. I started with some hot chocolate. This was completely spontaneous and unplanned, but I saw it there and I was like, hot chocolate sounds good. So I made myself a cup with some almond milk creamer, a little bit of Trader Joe's hot chocolate, and a couple of marshmallows, and it was delightful. And then the dessert that I was really excited about, hang on, my glasses are falling off. I need to not be upside down. The dessert that I was originally really excited for was my dessert hummus with raspberries. I'm back on the dessert hummus train. It's been a while. I don't know why I ever got off the train because it's an amazing train. So I had probably like 2/3 of those raspberries just with a little bit of dessert hummus on each one, and it was heavenly. And I think that's gonna be it for the night. I might have another cup of tea. Yeah, we're gonna have a cup of tea. Started watching The Queen's Gambit. Oh my goodness, such a good show. If you haven't watched it yet, highly recommend. But I think it is now time for me to have my cup of tea and shower, go to bed, get some good quality sleep. Make sure you check out SIGMATIC, linked in the description. They probably are gonna have some like really good Black Friday / Cyber Monday deals coming up. I'll tell you about that in the next video once I know what's going on, so definitely stay tuned for that. Either way, make sure you check it out. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up because it really does support me on my channel. I really genuinely appreciate it. Please share this video with your friends, your family, and your neighbors. If you want to see more videos from me all about health and fitness, you can check them out over here. To see future videos from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I post a video, and I will see you very soon. Bye!